Jacob was stuck in a loop of despair that Mary could not help Jacob get out of. In fact, nobody could help Jacob get out of this except for Jacob. If you are not religious, then the only way I can explain this is repentance. Forgiveness for himself, forgiveness to himself, and forgiveness to God. The point of this story is to understand that there is no amount of self-sabotage that will ever help somebody with too much audacity. You cannot give your heart to somebody who eats like slop because their heart is failing now. What's gonna happen is they're gonna keep eating like slop, and your heart is gonna fail that you gave them. And you did that for nothing. You self-sabotaged. It's a pattern, a cycle, maybe a karmic cycle, that they have to break within themselves. Jacob had too much audacity. Mary was willing to give too much. They both have too much of something. They both learned a valuable lesson. Maybe in the cold, in the lonely nights, when Jacob is houseless, he will finally understand that the life he was living was not deserved. That once Mary moved out of the way for him to get the lesson that he could have gotten a long, long time ago. A lesson of too much audacity. But Mary was trained. She trained herself, or she was trained by somebody else to sabotage herself for Jacob's audacity to keep growing. Now it's gotten way worse. Jacob now has no house and expected Mary to give him his house. Yeah. Now he's houseless because Mary never now learns. Sometimes in our life, we feel a need to give. We feel empathy. That's what the people on this page are full of, from what I've noticed, is empathy. We feel. We love to feel. Feeling is not a bad thing. Being cold is a horrible thing. Because of this advantage we have in life to be able to feel people inside and out, we've become wiser and we grow faster. We run into tests of our wisdom over and over again. Some of us pass the test, some of us stay a level behind in our pace of life, in which we go through cycles and cycles and cycles again until we pass these tests. Now, what you understand is when you pass these tests, you don't get colder. You build boundaries. You build walls against your soft inner heaven. Walls with a very particular gate and key and passcode and secret word that only people who respect the inner walls can flourish inside of it. Does that sound familiar? But these walls are our kingdom, our temple, our heart. And when we pass these tests to be able to build our walls and keep our kingdom safe. What happens is that we are tested about these walls right after. It feels like a test to, oh no, learning a lesson to build these walls. And then you get a test to see if, okay, she's got her walls built. Okay. But can anybody tear it down? Remember, her heart is still soft as a pillow. She just has walls around it. If we can yell and beat on the walls as hard as we can, will she open the gates and us flood in to the boundaries? Twist, break, change them, and have her will to our desire? Will she become past Mary again? That's the test. Now, when you feel like you've put up walls and everything seems to want to test those walls, bang at those walls, change those walls, understand that you are just being tested. All you have to do is stay within yourself. Stay within yourself. Look around inside your walls and see how lavish and peaceful you have it. Because they're only going to bang for so long. They're going to bring a gift to the door. Hey, you want a cookie? Let us come in so we can share this cookie. They're going to gaslight you. How are you going to keep me outside of these walls? Do you think you're better than me? Do you think you deserve more? You're lonely in there. You don't deserve that. They're going to try everything to get into your walls. Because it doesn't matter if you understand and you embody yourself to the point of understanding how expensive empathy is in a world like this. Guarded empathy. Not the type that's a people pleaser. The one who feel and allow themselves to be felt by the right people. No Jacobs within these walls. Because Jacob has such a repulsive soul. Jacob understands he's taking advantage of people. But he doesn't care because he has too much audacity. There's no Jacob within these walls. So you have to understand how expensive it has to be to get into here. To have access to your inner child, your inner dreams and goals. People want to tear that down the minute they can. So all you have to do is stay within your walls. When they bang, ignore them. When they think that you're being superior, look at your inner child and understand that these walls are meant to protect. These walls do not attack. These walls do not have signs on them that say I'm better than you. These walls are meant to protect you. And if nobody protects you the way you want to be protected, you will never be protected. It is your job to protect yourself. Whenever I pass these tests, or I pass these lessons, I learn these lessons, and I learn how to put up a new wall, I understand the importance of this wall and how this wall will aid my peace in life, get me closer to God. I feel amazing. It's like a rush of euphoria, dopamine. How can life be this good? Now you understand every lesson you learn, the better your life gets. Every cycle, you break, the better your life gets. And these tests come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, I be forgetting. I forget, dude. I'm like, dang, bro. And then things just happen. I'm like, oh. But as you know, chosen ones, as you know, with these things and these cycles that you're breaking, it's only gonna last for so long, the test. And all you have to do is remember why you have these walls. Because these attacks, these spiritual attacks, they be heavy. I'm not gonna lie, they are heavy. They never fail to amaze me about how much audacity, how much manipulation and gaslighting some people will throw at you. Of even they will approach you in a good sense without repentance. If somebody hurts you and buys you a meal, that's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is looking you in the eye and acknowledging the human that you hurt. Looking you in the eye and speaking and saying, I did this and I am sorry. Live accountability. If you cannot do that, you're not sorry. So do not fall for the gifts. Do not fall for the manipulation. Do not fall for the gaslighting. Do not fall for the whole community of people that might be like, oh my gosh, do this, do this, do this. Understand and remember why you put up your walls. Merry Christmas Eve! Have a good Christmas, y'all.